TCU 6 of their last 8 shots have fallen. Bane feeling it. Desmond! Bane! Stop it!
Hey guys, Durag back with another video, and today we're going to talk about the 22-year-old 6'6" Desmond Bane out of TCU. Desmond Bane is the definition of a shooter. Across 4 years at TCU, Desmond shot 43.3% from 3 on over 500 attempts, 575 to be specific. He was also an 80% free throw shooter, and this year he was able to hit 44% of his 208 threes. One of my favorite things about Bane is his shot versatility. He is not just a one-trick pony, he's a very diverse shot maker. He's able to hit one dribble pull-ups off the bounce, he can come off screens, he can shoot off the dribble or off the catch. He's truly the entire package offensively as a shooter. I don't think he's the best dribbler, but he does a good job of getting to his spots on film, and it really does not look like he forces anything. And to get up 200 3-pointers in 1 year, not one of them look forced, it's pretty amazing. I think the greatest thing about Bane is that he doesn't look like your stereotypical shooter. He's 6'6", built like an ox, and honestly looks closer to a football player or bodybuilder than a 3-point sniper. I'm not the biggest stickler on shooting form. If it goes in, I'm pretty much content to leave it as is. There can be unforeseen consequences, like in the case of Mikal Bridges, if you try to change it. And Bane has untraditional shooting form, but over 500 attempts from 3 in college is an amazing sample size. And then shooting over 43% on that same sample size, with his type of shot versatility and diversity, there's truly no question that he is a top 3 shooter in this class, if not the best shooter. Suns fans, this should make you excited. Desmond Bane would fit right in as a shot maker that Devin Booker can rely on. In theory, we know Mikal is supposed to shoot, we know Kelly's supposed to shoot, and Dario and DA, but all of these guys were truly around league average this year, and you can see how much of a premium James Jones has on shooting with his previous draft selection of Cam Johnson and Ty Jerome, and the additions of Dario Saric, Aaron Baines, and Frank Kaminsky. Drafting arguably the best shooter 2 years in a row is a great start at surrounding your star players with cost-controlled shooters. And that's pretty much a premium in the NBA. And James Jones and company have shown that they're pretty much in tune with what it takes to be a great team, and they're doing their best to ensure that Booker's teammates continue to complement his skill set. We're fortunate enough to make this video after Desmond's interview with the Phoenix Suns, where he said that James Jones and company have shown quote-unquote a lot of interest, and that he loves the potential fit of himself in Phoenix. Our own David Nash, aka the 5-Point Play on Twitter, was really the first person to legitimize the Desmond Bane to Phoenix train with his premier sleuthing skills. Noticing the ties to Jeff Bower and the Phoenix Suns and how that related to our draft selections, the confirmation from Bane himself that the Suns are interested just proves that David's initial assumptions were founded in legitimate logic. And what's even better is that the fit in Phoenix is genuinely a great fit. Bane isn't just a shooter. He showed this year in his senior season that he may have the potential to be a secondary creator in the NBA. His strength and touch with either hand allow him to do live dribble passes, and he's able to go either right or left, and his shooting gravity opens up reads to the roller in pick and roll situations. Comparing his passing to someone like Tyrese Halliburton, I would say Bane is more of a 3-point passer, a driving kick reactionary player, whereas Halliburton is more of a layup passer. This is not a bad thing, just tendencies that show up on film. If the Suns are going all in on shooting, having a player able to kick it out to shooters after collapsing the defense will just help our offense flow into easier sets or wide open shots. And Bane does a great job of utilizing his strength. He's able to rifle passes into tight windows, even if he's a bit late at making the read. That strength will come in handy, and I'm fairly confident in his ability to be a plus decision maker. His mentality and his interviews and the film that you see show that he's not the type of player who cares about being the best on the court, but about making the right play every single time. For a team like the Suns looking to build around their stars, having a complementary piece like Bane who's able to defend and shoot and can be a plus decision maker and plays for the team is only going to make life easier for Devin Booker and company. Out of pick and roll, and unlike Ricky Rubio, Bane is a threat to score from all three levels. He can shoot off the dribble, he can take the mid-range pull-up, and he can get all the way to the rim and finish. I'm very intrigued with the lineup of Devin Booker, Desmond Bane, Mikal Bridges, and one of Cam Johnson or Kelly Oubre and DeAndre Ayton. To fully unlock this lineup and his effectiveness in pick and roll, Desmond is really going to have to work on his finesse finishing and also his dribble skills. I didn't see a lot of instances on film where he turned the ball over, but he's got a very loose handle for someone who has the potential to be a legitimate secondary creator. If he's able to clean that up, he's able to string together some decent moves in a row, but there are far too many times on film where just at the tail end, the ball gets a little too far from him and it throws off the whole rhythm of the offense or the whole rhythm of his shot. The great thing is, Bane seems to have a great work ethic and he does seem to know his own limitations. He's also got the body and mental makeup to improve upon his weakness and continue to add to his quote-unquote rock solid game. Next up, let's talk about his defense. It seems like the Suns are trending towards switching most things next season, and because of that, Desmond Bane is a great and unique fit. His defense is genuinely underrated. He's the type of player who compares himself to Marcus Smart, and any player who does that certainly needs to prove themselves on film. Shout out to Desmond Bane though for doing his best impression. His strength is his biggest asset. He's able to legitimately wall off people when he beats them to the spot, and not many players are able to go through him if they don't have a great angle. His strength also applies to his offensive game, where he does a great job of utilizing his hands to create space even without great quickness or a first step. If you're not strong enough or quick enough to beat him to his spot, he's going to go through you, and I think there's an easy path to working on body contact and strength finishes that can lead to untapped upside on offense. And Bane looks legitimately like a superhero. His frame is one that most people would be envious of, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's an outlier athlete. He's a little slow laterally. Even with quick hips, he's not the most flexible in his upper body, which limits his ability to finesse finish on offense and contort and contest on defense. Even with these athletic deficiencies, his IQ pops on film. He routinely rotates early and in proper position, and he doesn't seem to give up on plays as often as you'd expect with someone with as big of an offensive load as he carried. It's these qualities and his mental makeup that make me confident he'll grade out as at least an average defender with plus strength and the ability to play up and switch, and not be a liability in post-up situations or on the boards. This would be huge for this Suns team. The Suns would be able to employ a lineup with nobody shorter than 6'6" and only one person that is a below average defender and shooter. I think the strength pops up on film mostly in his hands. He's routinely poking the ball away or just ripping it clean from players, and this is something that I think will continue to translate in the NBA. His plus strength is not just compared to college players, he seems to have outlier strength compared to NBA athletes as well. Projecting as a complementary role player who's an elite shooter in a variety of ways and a non-liability on defense that also allows certain defensive pieces on your team to unlock, quote unquote, and play to their strengths as well. He's almost a perfect fit with the Phoenix Suns. And while I don't know if I would draft him at number 10 overall, in a trade back scenario, he's an excellent target and someone I'd be happy to call a Phoenix Sun. Till next time, everyone, Durag out.